and it's time to get into our communities to look up some of the stories that hopefully get some results and improve a lot of the various communities that we'll be going into. We're taking off from Winneba, where residents of Ifutu last Tuesday embarked on a demonstration to protest the alleged sale of their sacred forest, and this happens to be where they go deer hunting every year when it's that time of the year for the Abuacher festival. And according to the residents, the area has been sold off to a private business person to prospect for lithium. And so we'll take a report from that demonstration, and when we come back, we'll engage our correspondent and of course other resource persons to get a proper understanding of the situation as it is, and of course the updates that have followed up since.
Clad in red and black attire, residents marched through the streets of Ifutu in protest against what they perceive as a deliberate government attempt to sell the Ramsar Site, traditionally reserved for deer hunting during the Abuacher festival, to a lithium mining investor. Their concerns revolve around the potential impact on the annual Abuacher festival, a significant cultural event that draws people from various backgrounds to witness the community's vibrant cultural display. Demonstrators, encompassing both the elderly and the youth, moved through Ifutu's main streets, chanting war songs and holding placards, conveying various messages. Some Ifutu residents voiced their opinion on the matter to Citi News.
We are going to make sure we will not allow the powers that be to take control over that land. Seriously, Abuacher festival is in jeopardy. Abuacher festival is at stake. The future of Abuacher festival will be seen no more. Why? Because where we do deer hunting, it's no more. Those are the harm of affairs. I am treating them. They must do the needful. In fact, our forefathers, foreparents, left this preserved area for us. And so therefore, they need not to sell it. We are telling them and we are selling an alarm to them that they need not to sell it. It's a warning to them. When they sell it, we'll rise and fight against them.
This is celebrating the Abuacher festival. That's where we will go and cut the deer. For the water there, some of them catch fish in it. If they lock down the sea, that's where we get our fish and our show and everything there. And if people are saying that we have seen something there, we are going to destroy it. What do you want us to do? And if we have done that as a youth, we will not allow this thing to happen in Winneba.
During the protest, attempts were made to enter the Ifutu Municipal Assembly premises, but the police, having erected a barrier, fiercely resisted. In response, protesters threw stones at the police, prompting the use of tear gas to disperse the crowd. Subsequently, 10 protesters, including a woman, were arrested. Unfortunately, a blogger in the vicinity suffered an injury from a rubber bullet.
Yeah, Central Fiber report what is happening right now. Nasa wututu na suppose ni aya training wo mfa tuo no nto enche ewiem na de che nipa no so ato a enti se woi a bullet ankasa wo di kum nipa na ato ya branka kume what dey say enti ya nto nche nipa no so eso tu eche ewiem na se mi giante as a reporter I'm reporting live na so to ade we bo me say ya bullet what dey say hwe bi nie chale ebinie I'm never demonstrating yes go prame.
James Kofi Annan, leader of the protesting group and founder of Challenging Heights, cited previous unsuccessful attempts to sell the Ramsar Site. He emphasized their determination to protest against any investor seeking to mine in the reserve.
There have been a number of attempts at carrying out mining activities in the Abuacher hunting grounds Ramsar Site. In the year 2007, the Caribbean Atlantic Holding Ghana Limited applied to the Minerals Commission for a mining concession in the areas under discussion. This was vehemently opposed by the people of Winneba. Again, in the year 2012, another company, Abutan Resources Limited, applied to engage in the same mining activities in the same protected areas. They too were vehemently opposed by the people of Winneba. In the year 2016, Melink Resources also sought to mine in the area, but again faced severe opposition. Last year, 2022, the green metal resources were published as having been under consideration for mining concession in the same area, but faced fierce opposition from the chiefs and people of Efutu. It is therefore surprising and disgusting that the same green metal resources who were rejected by the people have come back again to mine in the sacred Ramsar Site of the people of Efutu. The destruction of the forest would mean a sad end to the celebration of the Abachi festival. This would bring untold hardship and economic, social, cultural, and spiritual consequences on the people of Winneba. We state that the Abachi festival is our heritage, which was handed over to our fathers since time immemorial. Our fathers in turn handed the festival to us with all its heritagements, and we intend protecting it with pride and passion. It is our cultural heritage, part of our spiritual being, and we vehemently protest any person or group of persons who attempt to desecrate the sanctity of this sacred forest and its associated lagoon. We further state that we cannot and shall not cede the celebration of Abachi festival to any form of socio-economic considerations. Finally, we therefore add our voice to our two traditional authorities that any person or group of persons or company that would fail to stay away from the Abachi hunting grounds would face perpetual and unending consequences.
Residents of Efutu this morning were clad in red attire, saying that they are not happy with the way authorities have handled the Ramsar site. According to them, they've had indication that the Ramsar site has been given to a mining company to mine lithium, but they are saying that they will not allow that to happen since they have not seen the rippling effects of mining in communities that have had the opportunity. Earlier, they tried to present a petition to the assembly, but the team couldn't move there with huge police presence, saying that the assembly is not ready to receive the petition.
So that was the situation on Tuesday. The residents, they're protesting the alleged sale of the Ramsar site. And just so you know, the Minerals Commission boss, Mr. EC, has denied sale of the place, and of course has denied or announced that the prospecting license application that came to his desk has been declined. The member of parliament for the area, who happens to be the deputy majority leader in parliament, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, has also spoken to the issue and mentioned to us here on Citi that indeed the place has not been sold and that he is in close communication with the Minerals Commission, and so he knows for a fact that the place has not been sold. He has assured the residents that he will do everything within his power to protect the Ramsar site. Now, from that demonstration, some 9 persons were arrested for allegedly pelting stones at the police. And let's speak to our correspondent, Calvis Tete, who's joining us to get some updates on this. Good morning, Calvis.
Good morning, Nana.
I trust you're well.
I'm good.
Great stuff. So what's the latest with the persons who are arrested, these 9?
Well, Nana, the persons who were arrested during the demonstration sometime on Tuesday, were arraigned before the Swedro Circuit Court in Agona Swedro. The 9 suspects came before his worship, Jonathan Nunu, to answer to why they pelted stones at the police during the demonstration. Lawyer for the accused persons argued that, our constitution, it is their right to demonstrate, and for that matter, he didn't see the need why they should be arrested. So after argument in court, the 9 individuals were granted bail to reappear again on December 19, 2023. Quite apart from that, some party activists of the new National Democratic Congress in the Efutu enclave who were there to solidarize with the arrested persons, found themselves in the hands of the police after they were escorted by the police to the Winneba District Police Command to speak to them on issues. We are not clear what exactly they spoke to them about. But as of this morning, from what I learned, they have not been released. They are still in the police and will be arraigned before court today. We don't know the reasons why they are being arraigned, Nana.
Well, before we get to the NDC executives, the 9 protesters that were picked up, do we know what they are being charged for? What did the police say when they came to court?
Well, Nana, according to the lawyer for the accused persons, when I spoke to him, he made mention that charges have not been preferred. They have not been preferred on the 9 suspects, and that they just granted them bail because they have overstayed itself, and so they needed to be granted bail. Then it is after they've been granted bail that's when the state prosecution will look into the matter and then see the charges that will be preferred on them. So as we speak now, they've not been charged, Nana.
But if the police is sending these suspects or accused persons to court, then it means that the police was seeking to remand them. Is that the case?
Yes, the police, they were seeking to remand them again, but the court denied that application, so they were released yesterday. And then the lawyer also argued that he doesn't see why, you should arrest somebody who is demonstrating legally. And so he pleaded with the court, and then these 9 individuals, including a woman, were released from court, from police custody, Nana.
Now, for the NDC executives who were picked up, were they part of the demonstration itself, or did they only just show up at the court to show support to the 9 persons?
Well, Nana, honestly speaking, I only saw one of the NDC executives. I even spoke to him on the day of the demonstration, the women's organizer. She was part of the demonstrators. And so I am sure that is one of the reasons why they arrested them, quite apart from them being NDC executives. And some of them were part of the demonstration. So they perceive that they are leaders of the demonstration. That is why they have been arrested. But
did anything happen at the court to warrant their arrest?
No, in the morning when we got to the court, they were also in court to just have a view of what is going to happen. So after the court proceedings ended, and then one of the police officers, senior officers among them, said that he would need the NDC executives in Winneba, and that is an order from the Inspector General of Police, according to the lawyer. That is what the lawyer said, that he asked the police why they wanted these executives at the Winneba District Police Command, and he said this is an order from the IGP. So for that matter, they needed to go to the Winneba District Police Command, but they were kept in cells until this morning. And the lawyer is telling me that they have been arraigned for court this morning.
So these 4 are the constituency executive, the youth organizer, the treasurer, and the women's organizer.
The women's organizer, yes.
That's all.
I personally spoke with the women's organizer on the day of the demonstration. And so I believe that is one of the reasons why they have arrested these 4. They were part of the group.
Right. Calvis, how did the people come to the conclusion that the Ramsar site was up for sale?
Well, according to the leadership of the demonstrators, I spoke to them during the day of the incident. They said that, this started sometime in 2016. Subsequent people have been seeking for that portion of land to mine lithium, because there was an indication that there was lithium in Winneba and in some communities along the coast. So once they got wind of that, they were just alert to find out if indeed someone would come to mine lithium in the reserve. And true to their words, they've seen some activities in the reserve. Some of the protesters I spoke to say they've seen some night activities, people trying to move in that Ramsar site. So for that matter, it drew their attention. And according to the leadership of the protesters, they said they have documents to prove that, that portion of land in the Ramsar site has been given out. So that is why they decided to embark on this demonstration to ensure that people who are mining lithium there would move away from that site. And that is the same site where they use for the abattoirs to go and hunt for deer. So they are saying that this also puts the abattoir festival, which has been an occasion that brings together people from all walks of life, in jeopardy if indeed the exploration is to happen.
Right. All right. But how has this incident impacted the local community right now? And what's their perception of the government's action at this point?
Well, for the local communities, you could see that this demonstration actually drew a lot of attention. I saw some youth, some aged, between the ages of 60 and 70, who were all involved in the demonstration. So it tells you that, down to the grassroots person, they are not happy. The aged, normally we don't see them in demonstrations, but at this time we saw the aged in being part of the demonstrators. So it tells you that they are also not happy with what is happening. And I don't think they are happy. If they were, they would embark on this demonstration.
But Kelvis, we know that some time back, the chiefs held a similar a press conference on a similar matter. Is this the same area in question? And what is the position or the posturing of the chiefs following all that has happened since Tuesday?
Well, the chiefs of the Futu community held a press conference to that effect, I think a week or two before this demonstration, and to express their displeasure with the alleged sale of the Ramsar site to an investor to mine lithium. And so the traditional authorities themselves are not happy. But it's been difficult trying to reach them to also comment even after the demonstration happened. But from what we know from the demonstration they held the last time, they were not happy with whatever is happening in the Ramsar site.
We've had a number of responses, one from the Futu MP Alexander Penyomakin, and of course from the Minerals Commission boss himself, denying that indeed the Ramsar site has been sold off. This response obviously would have gotten to the protesters. What are the sentiments you are picking up amongst them following the response?
Well, they were saying that the response from the MP, if indeed it's true, then it's a good thing, because that means that the place has not been sold. But what they are saying is that they will still keep an eye and monitor it to see if indeed these activities will happen. If it doesn't happen, then it means that what the MP is saying is really the fact, Nana.
All right. Thank you very much. Calvis Tete is our Central Regional Correspondent, and of course, he's a man on the beat, a man on the ground. He's been following this particular issue, where residents of Futu in the Central Region, that's the Winneba area, have had cause to protest the alleged sale of the Ramsar site. This is a place they called the Sacred Winneba Forest, where every year during the Abuache Festival, they go deer hunting. Now, the story has it that there has been an alleged sale of the place to a private company that is seeking to do exploration for lithium. Since the demonstration, we've heard the Member of Parliament for Futu. He actually spoke to the press in Parliament. He happens also to be the Deputy Majority Leader, Alexander Penyomakin, denying that there has been any sale at all. He has also assured the people of Futu that he will do everything within his power to protect the sacred forest. Now, the boss of the MD of the Minerals Commission has said that indeed there were some applications for prospecting licenses, but the Commission has declined all these applications or requests, and so indeed the forest is protected. He has also assured that he will be engaging the chiefs, I think it's either today or tomorrow, to give them the assurance that really the place has not been sold. And so from where I sit, I am thinking that if indeed what the MP is saying, what the Minerals Commission boss is saying, is anything to go by, then really it should put the matter to rest. However, if there's a challenge and we are not getting the entire truth surrounding this, then really some investigations should commence. Because if we don't do that, what we are doing is that gradually we're losing all our reserves. Yeah. And this will be detrimental to us as a people. The country is blessed with mineral resources, no two ways about that. But where they are located, where the deposits are found, we have so far not engaged in that type of mining that ensures environmental sustainability, that protects the environment within which the mining is done. Today, we are grappled with illegal mining. Galamsey is an albatross hanging on our necks. And we are struggling to deal with that menace. God being so good, we are discovering lithium in some substantial quantities. And so we are signing contracts. Apparently this morning, the lands minister will be addressing all of us with respect to the lithium contracts and all that, because the CSOs had raised some questions regarding the contracts and all. But what I'm saying is, even with the lithium, are we going to approach it with the same mindset as how we have done with gold and oil? You get it? Are we going to mine in the same ways we have mined over the years? That does not ensure any protection or sustainability of the environment. And that is where the bigger challenge is. And I think we should leave our reserves in their natural states. We should not be going into our reserves for whatever reason.
Yeah.
All the ones that we are mining, if we can't make anything out of it, who says that if we add any more, we can get something out of it? You get it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think...
For me, I feel like when I listen to everything Calvin said, it just feels like there's no smoke without fire.
Yeah.
You understand? Even though the MP might be saying otherwise, this is the time for them to actually sit up and probably start some investigations if what they are saying is true. Because, I mean, we saw the number of people that hit the street.
Yeah, yeah.
That is how people are aggrieved.
Yeah.
And obviously you said something about, you know, the issue of Galamsey. And if we do not take time, this can end up to be like a Galamsey.
It might even be worse.
2.0.
Anyways, let's go on the phone lines and speak to lawyer for the 9 accused in this matter, lawyer Mohammed Chumesi Naya. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us. I trust you're well.
Yes, I'm good, and I hope you are also well.
Pretty well as well.
And my greetings to your terrorist viewers.
Awesome. So the 4 NDC executives, namely the constituency chairman, the youth organizer, the treasurer, and the women's organizer, are they still being held in custody, and where?
Yes, so they are still being held in custody. In fact, yesterday, I personally was there throughout the day. In fact, when they were initially arrested, the crime officer at the divisional command at Winneba assured us that because of their positions in the party, that is the NDC party, and also in the society, it will not be necessary to keep them. And so they gave us that assurance. And in furtherance to that assurance, they executed the bail bonds, they signed all the documents, and so forth and so on. So we were waiting for them to say that we should go. Then a call came from somewhere which we don't know. And the order was that they should be detained. And so as I speak to you, they are still in custody.
Did you receive this call?
No, I did not receive this call.
So
and
how?
For the obviously the call will not come to me. The call came to the police officers.
So how do you know how do you know what was said over the phone? Was it on loudspeaker?
You see, what happened was that we went to court to apply for bail for the 9 who were arrested yesterday. And the court granted them bail. Then right in the courtroom, when they came out of the courtroom, the constituency officers were arrested. And so I confronted them. And they said that this is an order from the IDP. They specifically mentioned the name of the IDP. And so I even think that the IDP should come out to affirm or deny what the police officer said. And so basically,
just a quick one. Do you know which police officer told you this? Would you be able to identify same?
Oh, I know them, but I will not mention their name for now. But those who came to do the arrest.
Yes, but you see, you are mentioning the IGP's name. That's how come I want to be sure. I mean, you will be able to identify and...
I'll be able to identify. It's not a problem because they said it's in the presence of everybody. And I'm not the only person who heard it. And we engaged the police officers. You know, those who came to effect the arrest were from the Sweden Divisional Command. They came to arrest, sent them to the police at Sweden, then later transferred them to Winneba. Yes. So the calls were coming, which the crime officer told us that his hands are tied. He cannot release them because of the order from above. The crime officer indicated that. And so clearly, I could figure out that it was not more of legal, but then this is an order from whether it is politics or whatever. The order came that they should not be released. And so eventually they were.
Well, what reasons were given for the arrest?
So basically, they were saying that they were the leaders of the demonstration that took place on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so, because of that, they were arrested.
Yes, but you are a lawyer. The mere fact that I am a leader of a demonstration does not give reason for my arrest, unless, of course, this was an illegal demonstration. Was it an illegal demonstration?
So what happened was that the leaders of the demonstration notified the police per law. And so what they were doing was within the confines of the law. It was a constitutional right they were exercising. No doubt about that. But you see, they have charged them for unlawful assembly. Even though we have evidence, they said that they duly notified the police. And the law is clear. If you read the Public Order Act, it is clear that if the police have every reason to stop them, they have to go to court for an injunction. It is not within the powers of the police to unleash mayhem or anything on the people, you understand? They did not go to court for any injunction. Rather, they provided security to these persons. And along the line, they were arrested. So it is mind-boggling as to what is really happening.
Were their statements taken? And if yes, the statement was in response to what charge exactly?
Yes, so their statements were taken, and then they intend charging them for unlawful assembly and also rioting with weapons. So these were the two charges they intend to charge them with.
Are these the same charges preferred against the 9 that were picked up on Tuesday?
These were the same charges preferred against the 9. And so basically they are charging them for the same offenses.
So what's the next line of action? Well, what is happening this morning?
So this morning we are told that they intend taking them to the district magistrate, the district court at Winneba, instead of where the 9 were taken yesterday. And you know, yesterday, and this is very fishy, yesterday the circuit court at Aguna Strait, where they were taken to, granted them bail. And so the police cunningly and out of malice are now saying that they won't take them to the same court. They rather take the leaders to the district court at Winneba this morning. And so we are preparing to go to the court this morning.
But for the 9, were they able to meet the bail conditions yesterday?
Yesterday, even though the authorities were there, but the police officers could not finish the processes. You understand? They have to take them to their various homes to see their houses and so forth and so on. And so we hope that this morning we'll be able to complete the process and get them out of bail, out of custody.
Meaning these persons have spent another night in police cells?
Exactly. Even after the court had granted them bail.
Okay. My colleague has a question for you, so please.
All right, so how do you view the balance between citizens' constitutional right to protest and the responsibilities of law enforcement during public demonstration?
It is rather unfortunate that we have a president who we know his history, who had embarked on very famous, whether famous or unfamous demonstrations. And so we expect that now being the president, he understands the principles governing these demonstrations. We know the modus operandi of the police in this country. Look at the Occupy Yoruba House demonstration, where the protesters were arrested without, any fault of theirs. Lawful demonstration, the people were arrested. It is the same thing that happened on Tuesday. And for me, it looks like the police are being removed around. And so instead of them protecting the demonstrators, they are rather scaring them away from embarking on any lawful demonstration, so that the government of the day will always have their way. And so it is clear that the law enforcement agencies do not want to tolerate any lawful demonstration because it undermines whatever wrongdoing they are doing. You understand? And so basically that has been their modus operandi over the years.
Okay, but in your opinion, how significant is the Ramsar site to the community? And what legal avenues do you think are being explored to address the concerns raised by the protesters?
Well, I think the forest reserve is where they do their hunting for the Abacha festival. And so it is so dear to the people of the people. And I'm sure that is what occasioned the demonstration on Tuesday. And so the people have vowed to use whatever legal means to ensure that the site is not given out for mining and other things.
Right. Okay.
So, do we take it that you are representing these 4 constituency executives as well?
Well, there are a couple of lawyers who are already in Winneba, so I will join them very soon.
In the event that you're unable to secure bail for them today, what next? And what would that mean for their rights?
We are optimistic that the court will do the needful, and the court will not fall for the mischief of the police.
All right, thank you very much, Mohammed Kofi Chumesi Naya, his lawyer for the 9 persons who were picked up during that protest in Winneba. And of course, we can, by extension, say he's representing the 4 NDC constituency executives in Afutu that have been picked up by the police in relation to same. I mean, interesting twist of events.
Yes.
What was supposed to be a protest or a demonstration to protect a forest reserve is seeing a political twist, if we can say that.
Yes.
All right, we're having a conversation about a protest seeking to protect the Winneba Ramsar Site. The residents are alleging that the sacred forest has been sold to a businessman or a company that is seeking to prospect for lithium in the forest. We've engaged our correspondent. We've engaged lawyer for some accused persons who were picked up during the protest. Let's now speak to the lead convener for the demonstration, James Annan. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
I trust you're well.
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, yes, the Minerals Commission has denied the allegations raised during your protest. The MP for the area is backing the Minerals Commission, saying that indeed the place has not been sold. He's actually gone ahead to give you and the other residents assurances of his commitment to protecting the sacred forest. Does this put the matter to rest for you?
Unfortunately, no, it doesn't put the matter to rest. The hypocritical assurances are not acceptable because we have seen and heard similar assurances in the past, and yet they went ahead and granted the concession. You will recall that last year the same issue came up, and I made a lot of noise about it, and I resisted it. And the chiefs and people of Futu also resisted it. And the chief executive officer of the Mineral Commission wrote a letter to the paramount chief of Futu and said there will be no concession and there will be no such concession in the future. Yet now we see an evidence of a concession being given out for lithium mining in the area. So if the same person comes to assure me that there will be no concession or mining in the protected area, I will not believe the person.
You say you have evidence that the place has been, or the concession has been granted. What is this evidence that you have?
I have provided this evidence to your reporter. But if you give me access to your WhatsApp, I can send it to you. You can project it on your screen. The evidence is that, globally, we have the mining repository, which is a website that anyone who gets a mining concession is deposited there. That concession that has been given to Green Metal Resources is deposited there. And when I got it, I saw the date that the commencement of the concession was, and it was 9th November 2023. That's when the concession should start, and it should expire on the 8th of November 2026. And they have the ability to extend or renew it after the 3 years. It has its own code, concession code, and it has its own demarcations. In fact, it also comes with a cadastral plan that clearly indicates Winneba and draws the map of where the lithium is going to be prospected. And I put this on my Facebook, James Kutiaman's Facebook. You can see it there and then verify yourself. But beyond this evidence, we are also getting other pieces of evidence from the partners of green metal resources who are based in Australia, who have publicly issued a statement recognizing and celebrating the concession that their subsidiary in Ghana had been given for the mining of lithium. And they vividly described where the concession is located. And they even mentioned the mountain or the hill that we usually go in for our hunting. So there's ample evidence. I recognize, and I've heard Martin has come out to address a press conference to deny whatever that we're talking about. I don't expect him to do something differently. Because it is the government in power, and it's the government that has granted the concession. So
Is this
James,
the same?
I feel
James
and suspect
Mr. Annan.
he doesn't have the information.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted some clarification. Is this the same Yenku forest that Nenyi Gate and the chiefs held a press conference about?
Yes, it is the same forest that Nenyi Gate and the chiefs held press conference about.
Yes, but since then, the Minerals Commission has engaged Nenyi Gate on it and given assurances that the place has not been sold. Indeed, the CEO of the commission says he's making arrangements to meet with the Futu Traditional Council on this same matter. And I mean, giving such reverence to the chiefs, I don't think, I mean, obviously it would be detrimental to the CEO to go to the chiefs and tell them a lie. Wouldn't that be dangerous?
No, but you are saying that nothing exists. But we also have evidence that it exists. So what you are saying against the evidence, I think that you say that will make me trust what you are saying because I have the evidence. So you, as a journalist, you can go beyond what I am saying.
Have you presented this evidence to the commission for them to deny? Because the last time I spoke with you on radio, you said since you began speaking about the issue, the commission had pulled down the information from their website. Indeed, we surfed the website and did not find any such thing. We've spoken to the commission and they have declined granting the concession.
Well, my brother, the concession was put down on the day of the demonstration. But it was put back on. But this time around, instead of they writing active, they wrote under review. Now, active means that the thing has been granted. And the review means that it is being considered. But unfortunately for them, when they wrote under review, they didn't change the date of concession. So it's like, I see that there has been an attempt to change the evidence. But I already downloaded the document. So I have the original one that they put up. Also, last year, this thing was published in the Daily Graphic. So for the commission to say that they received nothing like that, even application, they have not received any application.
No, they have not. They have not said
any application.
They have not said they did not receive. They are only saying they have declined application.
No, it is in the media. They're talking to the media and talk about it. And if you listen to Marcel Martin on the issue, if you go back and listen to the press conference, he made reference to that they have not received.
I'm saying that following your demonstration on Tuesday, the commission has confirmed receipts, but has assured that they've declined.
If they have declined, then they just declined. Or they just review or change their mind on the section that they have given. But I would say that the evidence that I have they actually are giving the concession.
So what do you intend doing with this evidence? I mean, you've embarked on a demonstration. What next? What do you intend doing with this evidence?
We wanted to present the evidence to the commission and the petition to the commission, but we were prevented from doing so. So we are happy that now the issue has gained currency in the public. All of you are talking about it, and that is what we believe that the demonstration has achieved. Going forward, we believe that having known that this is our sacred forest and that the people will resist, I want to believe that if they were considering giving a concession, now they will not give any concession. But we also want to send a signal out there to any company that would like to mine in Winneba. We are not against mining. They can mine anywhere, but not in our protected areas.
Right.
That one is not a no-go area. And insofar as people begin to attempt to mine in the forest, we will continue to demonstrate our displeasure.
Right. Now, finally, before I let you go, I mean, it's public knowledge that you are the lead convener for this protest. But NDC executives in the constituency have been arrested for leading the protest. Do you think the issue is being politicized?
There's a matter to politicize the issue. I think that politicizing the issue will rather leave the essentials out. So I try to stay focused. Everyone belongs to a certain political party or the other. You vote. I vote. Everyone votes. For me, I'm an NDC. I own up that I'm an NDC. But being an NDC or MPP does not prevent me from activism. Those who went on demonstration, in fact, those who were arrested, one of them is an MPP communicator. Those who went on demonstration, a lot of them were MPP people. So let's make immune to the benefits of those who are politicizing it. That's the truth. Because this one, it has to do with our spirituality, our culture, and our identity. So politicizing it is not necessary.
All right, James Kofi Annan, thank you so very much for your time this morning. James Annan is the lead convener for the youth or residents who were back on that demonstration on Tuesday to resist or to protest the alleged sale of the Yinku forest. This happens to be their sacred forest where they embark on their deer hunting during the Aboche festival. I mean, there's a lot to chew on.
Yes.
Yeah,
there's actually a lot to chew on. Yeah. But I actually liked how he ended, or the last line he said. That he's like, yeah, even though that it might sound like it's being politicized, he doesn't want to put his mind to it. And at the end of the day, he votes. You vote. So everybody actually has a political party that they, lean on more. So it shouldn't be, which I think it actually shouldn't be politicized. Because at the end of the day, everyone is Ghanaian.
Yeah.
So you are all Ghanaian before being NDC or MPP. Citi. You are Ghanaian before being,
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just.
That should be our approach to all issues. I mean, let's deal with the issues holistically, devoid of political colorations, so we can develop Ghana as a country.
Right.
I don't think it's safe the way we are politicizing any and everything in this country. It doesn't make any sense.
True. Anyway, but I hope it all gets sorted out for them.
Hopefully,
yes, and I hope that the matter is really looked into, because at the end of the day, this one says this and this one says that there actually needs to be, an agreement on what's really going on.